Welcome to Jorgensen Center for the Performing Arts. Per Connecticut state law, there's no smoking allowed throughout the building or outside within 25 feet of the building entrances. Please take a moment to familiarize yourself with exit doors, which are clearly marked and located throughout the auditorium. In the unlikely event of fire or other emergency, please exit using the closest exit door. To avoid disturbing other patrons, please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices now. Thank you.
Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Leslie Dobrin, adjunct professor for the CEIN program at the Stanford campus, and I have the honor of being the Grand Marshal this evening. The exciting day has finally arrived for members of the UConn School of Nursing Certificate of Entry into Nursing BS program, class of 2022. And for all of us who have gone through this experience with them. Thank you for coming today to share in this pivotal event. It's wonderful for us as faculty when students bring families and friends to share the moment when they graduate. We are honored that you are all here. The School of Nursing banner was presented by 4 students who were nominated by their classmates and recognized by the Connecticut League for Nursing as Peer Recognition Award winners. They are Aiden Shine from the Avery Point campus, Sachini Welakanage from the Stanford campus, Danielle Toger from the Storrs campus, and Manveen Sandhu from the Waterbury campus. These students were recognized by their peers for their competent and compassionate care of patients, leadership abilities, respect for others, and commitment to the nursing profession. Let's give them a round of applause. To open our 2022 commencement ceremony, please rise for our national anthem, sung by one of our graduates, Katie Weiser.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
As you take your seats, I am honored to introduce the platform party. Unfortunately, the Dean of Nursing is unable to attend this evening, but sends her sincerest regards to all students in the CEIN class of 2022. As I call your names, please stand. Dr. Jeffrey Scholson, Senior Vice Provost for Academic Affairs. Dr. Annette Maruka, School of Nursing's Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Dr. Annette Yakubishin-Koniki, School of Nursing's Associate Dean for Graduate Studies. Dr. Nancy Redeker, Associate Dean of Research and Scholarship. Dr. Michelle Cole, Director of Pre-Licensure Programs. Ryan Massicott, President of UConn School of Nursing Alumni Board and Alumni Speaker. Dr. Barbara O'Neill, Urban Service Track Coordinator and Public Health Nursing Track Coordinator. Dr. Lynn Rapsilber, recipient of the Carolyn Ladd Widmer Outstanding Alumni Award for Leadership in Nursing. Wendy Garvin Mayo, recipient of the Eleanor K. Gill Outstanding Alumni Award for Clinical Excellence in Nursing. Dr. Elizabeth Mayerson, President of the Mu Chapter of Sigma Theta Tau International. And Dr. Mimi Snyder, Director of Clinical Partnerships. I now introduce you to the Associate Dean of Academic Affairs for the University of Connecticut School of Nursing, Dr. Annette Maruca.
Welcome to all of you, students and families, friends and colleagues, alumni, faculty, staff, and special guests. As we celebrate our 2022 CEIN BS program graduation, I do ask that we would take a moment to turn off cell phones and any other devices which may make noise. Our event staff are those in the UConn blue shirts, and they're present to assist us in any unlikely event that we may need to evacuate the theater. Men and women of the class of 2022, when you first came to the School of Nursing last January, we told you that this year would fly by, and it has. But fast does not mean easy. You have all made a tremendous investment in yourselves and in your profession. I know that you have challenged yourselves and you have learned probably more than you thought possible in so short a time. And during these most precarious of times, you have begun to experience what it means to be a nurse, going beyond the job requirements, meeting the needs of others, and always remembering the message of compassion and caring that your faculty have taught you and modeled for you. I know that each of you have had different experiences, different challenges, and different joys, and that the student journey has seldom been easy. You have witnessed the extremes of human emotions, happiness and sadness. You have experienced the excitement of seeing a newborn come into this world, the privilege of attending to those at the end of life. And you have faced the challenges of caring for others who are different from yourself. I was reminded of the unique challenges faced by CEIN students several weeks ago as I was reviewing scholarship applications for the incoming class. For many of you, this has been a long and difficult journey, and I commend you for pursuing your dream and despite the challenges that you have changed. I know that overcoming these barriers will make you a better nurse. Through it all, you have grown as individuals, become closer as classmates, and have become the nurses that society so desperately needs now more than ever. You have shaped and molded your experience along with the support of faculty, staff, family, and friends. We are not only in the midst of a nursing shortage and a nursing faculty shortage, but the pandemic has and will continue to deplete the nursing workforce. We need you, and we need you now. I am truly grateful that despite the ongoing crisis caused by the pandemic, or perhaps because of it, you have chosen nursing during this historic time, and that you have chosen to be a UConn nurse. For all of you, being a nurse means going beyond the job requirements. It is not simply a job. It is using all of your knowledge, your skills, and your whole being to meet the needs of others, of the most vulnerable, and always remembering the message of compassion and caring. And let us never, ever forget the most importance of seemingly low-tech intervention of holding someone's hand, of just being present. While this day marks the end of this particular student journey for you, it is only the beginning of a lifelong journey of learning, of commitment, and of professional service. This ceremony marks the end of your nursing student career and the beginning of your transition to professional nursing. So as you transition from nursing student to professional nurse, always remember that you are UConn nurses, our best and our brightest, and that we will always be proud of you. I would like the faculty who taught you to stand and be recognized as a group. Our faculty fostered the deep intellectual curiosity that is needed in our students to be a nurse and inspire to develop creative responses to the challenges we face today. Will the faculty please stand? I wasn't about to stop that. So I now ask Dr. Jeffrey Schulzen, Senior Vice Provost of Academic Affairs, to come forward and to share welcome remarks on behalf of himself and the University of Connecticut administration.
Thank you, Dr. Maruka. It's a pleasure to be here. Family, faculty, friends, especially the class of 2022. It's my pleasure to welcome you and offer my greetings on behalf of the UConn President and Provost's office. And it is an honor and a privilege for me to help mark this significant milestone in the professional lives of such hardworking, dedicated nursing students. There's hardly been a more challenging time in the history of the healthcare industry than the past 2.5 years of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nurses across the U.S. and the world have been on the front line, forging ahead in their mission to care for patients amid extraordinarily challenging, uncertain conditions. Without a doubt, each healthcare facility's ability to continue to maintain critical patient care during this time has been thanks to the agility and resolve of nursing teams. You are joining the field of nursing at a time when your talents are needed most. I commend your compassion, your commitment, and your courage to become part of this rewarding and highly valued profession. You are the first responders and the last line of defense, working more closely and consistently with patients than any other professionals in the healthcare field. There's not a person sitting in this room who has not directly benefited from the care of a nurse. It's hard to think of another profession about which you can say that so confidently. UConn is proud to offer the CEIN program, an opportunity to become credentialed as a registered nurse in an efficient and focused manner, geared for students who have already earned a bachelor's degree in another field. This is one of the most important and immediately practical ways our institution helps to serve the needs of the state and the nation, even as it offers this extraordinary opportunity for personal and professional advancement to each of you. We are excited for you to put your education into practice. I'm so pleased to be here to celebrate your achievement and to wish you much success in the next phase of your career. Congratulations.
Thank you, Senior Vice Provost Schulzen. As most in the audience know, our CEIN BS program is offered throughout the state at stores and 3 regional campuses, Avery Point, Stanford, and Waterbury. We are indebted to the respective campus directors and for their welcome and support of our program. These directors say that the regional campuses are proud to host 3 of the sites for this very successful CEIN BS program. As students, you have brought vitality and strength to our campuses. As faculty, you have engaged in our communities, bringing them closer to our campuses while meeting their needs. We are thrilled you are part of the UConn community, and we wish you well in your new career as a Husky. Welcome to the family. Prior to, go ahead. Prior to the start of the pandemic, we began a tradition of having our distinguished alumni recipients deliver our graduation address. It is important for everyone to recognize the impact that UConn nurses have had on the profession. Our first awardee is Lynn Rapsilber, who we are pleased to award the Carol Ladd Widmer Outstanding Alumni Award for Leadership in Nursing. The Widmer Award is given to an alumnus who embodies the traits of our founding dean, including courage, resilience, and commitment to leadership in nursing. Dr. Rapsilber, as an adult nurse practitioner, nurse entrepreneur, and educator, has certainly displayed these characteristics. You can read biographies of both of our distinguished alumni in your online program. Dr. Rapsilber, would you please join me at the podium? Oops. Sorry. I am deeply honored to be standing here. Oh, that's you. Sorry, I am not getting it. You are. Go right ahead. I would love to get it, though.
First of all, I want to thank the faculty, the staff, all the graduates, and their families for being here today, and administration from UConn as well. I am deeply honored to be standing here today in receipt of this prestigious Carol Ladd Widmer Award for Distinguished Service in Nursing Leadership. I have been inspired over the years by my peers, and they've fostered me to help me on my leadership journey. I want to share with you today some of the inspiring leadership models of my inspirers that I have seen over the years. Anyone has the potential to be an inspirational leader, but it is certainly not something that doesn't come naturally to anyone. An inspirational leader is someone who feels as if you want to do something and can do it. I'm a big believer in mentorship, and as Robert Proctor once said, a mentor is someone who sees the talent and ability within you, then you see in yourself, and helps bring it out of you. Even the namesake of this award had an inspirer in Annie Warburton Goodrich, who recommended Carol Ladd Widmer to become the first director and first dean of the UConn School of Nursing. So today I'm going to share with you my path to leadership by introducing you to some of my inspirers. My first inspirer was Mrs. Mitchell. She was a school nurse, and I always admired her stark white uniform, and she was always a presence in the school, especially when she was caring for her students. I admired her compassion with each student, how she made them feel safe and at ease. As my advisor for the Future Nurses Club, she motivated me to enter nursing, and I went to St. Mary's School of Nursing. So I'm going to challenge you. Find somebody out there that you can aspire to become a nurse. My next inspirers were from my first job at Charlotte Hungerford Hospital. They were Nurse Pat and Nurse's aide, Nancy. You see, as a new nurse, I was scared to death, so I didn't know what to expect when I got on the floor. And I know I was a novice and I had a lot to learn, but Pat and Nancy took me under their wing. And they taught me the two most important things I needed to know being a new nurse. Number one, coffee break, and number two, lunch break. And what I didn't realize at the time was that the valuable message they were giving me about self-care and the importance of taking breaks was important. So I challenge you to inspire to care for each other and to provide self-care to yourself. Next, I was inspired by an opportunity to work at the Cancer Center. I was courted by the oncologist to start outpatient chemo. Am I crazy to leave the pillar of job security, the hospital, to go into a path of uncharted waters? 20 years later, I forged a new path. And I said to myself, if it didn't work out, I would always go back to the hospital. But this job laid the foundation for me to develop my business education. I needed to learn about chemotherapy, ICD, CPT codes, and negotiating insurance reimbursement. That may not be important to you now, but you'll want to know it later. This emerging skill set fostered my desire to go back for my advanced degrees, and so I'm a UConn alum, BSN 91, and MSN in 1998. My capstone project was entitled The Nurse Practitioner Understanding the Reimbursement Process, and it was published in the Nurse Practitioner Journal in May of 2000. And this really launched one of my goals to educate NPs about reimbursement, starting with annual visits back to UConn to teach the students. The challenge for you is to inspire your knowledge with other students. While I was being a nurse practitioner training, Kathleen Grimaud, APRN, was my preceptor and my leadership and business inspirer. She owned and operated a community health center. I was in awe of her determination to create a center in the nursing model of care delivery. She was untoward by many roadblocks that were in front of her. She taught me the value of putting patients first and never taking no for an answer. She inspired me in my leadership journey when she took me to a coalition meeting of nurse practitioners and nursing organizations. I saw firsthand the chaos of policymaking, but it energized me. You see, Kathy was the first to recognize my leadership potential long before I did. My next inspirer was Martha Clay. She was a nurse practitioner entrepreneur. She owned her own practice. She ran the Northwest Nurse Practitioner Group as a way of getting nurses and nurse practitioners together to socialize over education programs. She fostered NPs on a regular basis to get together for collegiality and support. And seeing leadership potential in me, she turned the reins of this organization over to me. This eventually led to pursuing leadership roles through Connecticut Advanced Practice Registered Nurse Society, including education chair, policy chair, and eventually president. So I challenge you to be a leader and inspire others who see the potential to lead. Through these connections, I met my leadership, legislative, and health policy inspirer, Dr. Lynn Price, APRN JD. She was the chair of the Coalition of Advanced Practice Nurses and really schooled me in the political process. The importance of connecting with legislators and building consensus among nursing organizations, these were invaluable lessons. I never liked politics. However, you soon realize that you know what's best for your profession, and you are the only one that can articulate that. Your voice matters. Leading the coalition, consensus building, speaking with one voice, we submitted a scope of practice review. Senate Bill 36 became Public Act 14-12 in 2014. This gives APRNs in the state of Connecticut full practice authority after completing 2,000 hours and 3 years under physician collaboration. Inspire to find your voice and be an advocate for your patients and profession. My national health policy inspirer was Dr. Jan Towers. She was one of the public health policy liaisons for the American Association of Nurse Practitioners. She taught me the importance about knowing your history, because see, you gotta know where you've been to know where you're going. She taught me about diplomacy and compromise at the federal level. And inspired to effect change at national level, I became the Connecticut State Rep for AANP and now serve as the chair of the Health Policy Committee, which is an appointed position by the presidents, and I've served under the past 3 presidents. Any state or federal legislation must be approved by AANP, passes through this committee. So we kind of got a pretty powerful position. Right now, we're supporting HR 8812, the ICANN, Improved Access to Nurses Act. This is something that we need to inspire nurses to make their voice matter. So I hope that you'll support this legislation. My ultimate inspirer, however, is Dr. Loretta Ford. She's the founder of the nurse practitioner profession. And guess what? This month she turns 102 years old. She is mighty and she is petite. She's always approachable, and I've met her several times. She's eager to hear what NPs are doing to advance the profession. She told me that she believed one day I would do remarkable things for the nurse practitioner profession, and I said, wow, no pressure there. But I'm inspired by several of her quotes. The first one is, chaos is opportunity, and never let a crisis go to waste. Hello, COVID, right? Nurses really rose to the top. The second one is, we cannot run or ask permission every time we want to do something new. And that led me to being galvanized as my entrepreneurial spirit. I launched NP Business Consultants, disseminating information about coding, billing, and documentation to nurse practitioners. And you know, we are revenue generators, even nurses in the hospital. And what I want to charge you to do is inspire to know your worth and understand the value that you bring to hospitals, organizations, and practices. Be visible. Now I'm an inspirer to budding and seasoned NP entrepreneurs through co-founding the National Nurse Practitioner Entrepreneur Network. And in Penn, recognize the lack of business brain development in our education and training. And we provide the NP skill set by hosting a Business Basics Accelerator course with the hope of growing NP practices. Our mission is to create a community of NP entrepreneurs, one practice at a time, by offering all the support that we can to these nurse practitioner entrepreneurs. I charge you to inspire nurses to become entrepreneurs, and the nursing model will change healthcare delivery. Lastly, I've been inspired by my family. You see, it takes a village to have an inspiring leader. I could not do this in a vacuum. The support of my husband and children has been immense, and I offer my deepest gratitude. They are the reason I stand here before you today. In conclusion, celebrate your journey, look for opportunities, take them when they're present, because you never know who the person is behind you that's leading the path that inspires you. Be inspired by others and inspire others along the way. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Lynn, for all that you do and all of your contributions to the school, to the profession, and to the citizens of the United States. Well, Connecticut. Our next awardee is Wendy Garvin Mayo, on whom we are bestowing the Eleanor K. Gill Outstanding Alumni Award for Clinical Excellence in Nursing. The Gill Award is given to an alumnus who embodies the dedication to clinical excellence and the teaching of others, as was characterized by the School of Nursing's second dean. Wendy exemplifies this spirit in her clinical work as an adult nurse practitioner, a stress management consultant, certified life coach trainer, speaker, and author. Ms. Garvin Mayo, will you please join me at the podium?
Thank you. I am honored to receive this award on behalf of Eleanor K. Gill for my excellence in clinical practice. I'm honored to be here with all of you today. And I want to thank the dean who's not able to be here, our associate deans, our faculty in the School of Nursing. And I want to congratulate the class of 2022. And I want you to know that you have picked one of the best professions on the planet. Your nursing career will be so dynamic, and it will be what you make it. As you launch into your workforce, our workforce, I know many of you may be thinking about your dream job. Many of you may have been hired in your dream job. I want to tell you a quick little story about my dream job. Is that okay? Yes. All right. So there was a time in 2007 when I returned to graduate school here at UConn to pursue my master's to get my nurse practitioner degree. Because I wanted to obtain my dream job of becoming an oncology nurse practitioner, working in the outpatient setting, serving cancer patients. That was my motivation to come back to school. That was my motivation to finish school. And in 2010, I finished my degree, and a few years after that, I obtained my dream job. I worked in the outpatient setting in Hartford, a community practice. I was the only nurse practitioner there, and I loved it. I was so full. I would get up early, go to work. I was the nurse that came in saying, "Good morning, how are you? How was your weekend?" I made my rounds to all my colleagues, and it may have been annoying, but that really shows that I was just full and so happy. I loved my patients. I loved, their family members. They really become your family. And it was such a joy just to obtain that level of excellence, I would say. I would stay in the office late. I would be home late, but I was looking at my charts because it was important to me to really serve my patients. And then one day, Dawn, who is a sales representative, or drug rep as you may know them, he would come to the office to provide us with education on different chemotherapies and patient education. He walked by my office one day and said, "Wendy, you would make a great medical science liaison." And I said, "Oh, I don't know what that is. So I'm working my dream job, and I have no interest in leaving what I'm doing." A few months later, he comes back, walking by my office, and he says, "Wendy, you would make a great medical science liaison." I said, "Okay," we both laughed and nodded. A few months later, he came into my office and sat down and said, "Wendy, my company is looking for a medical science liaison in Connecticut, and I want to refer you." And I said, "Okay." He said, "But you have to apply." I said, "Okay, I can do that." So he leaves my office, and I'm not thinking anything of it. So that night, I get home, and what do? What is a medical science liaison, right? I go to Google. I have no idea. So I learned that a medical science liaison is a clinical expert who really is a liaison between the pharmaceutical company and providers. So you take the clinical research that the company's doing, and you relay that information to the provider so they can enroll patients in clinical trials. And it was still in oncology, so it felt good, right? And in my research, I found that in order to be a medical science liaison, you had to have a doctorate degree. So PharmDs or PhDs, and I was like, yes, this is great. I don't have a doctorate degree, right? So they're not gonna wanna hire me. So I applied because I told Dawn I would. Went through the interview process, probably one of the hardest interview processes that I ever been through in my career. And they actually called me to offer me the job. And I cried. And I said, "Wendy, what did you do? You was working your dream job. Why did you even entertain this opportunity?" So I sought counsel from my attendings in my office, my friends, my family, and I made the decision to leave my dream job in clinical practice and enter the pharmaceutical industry. And I have to tell you, it was one of the best decisions of my life. Entering the pharmaceutical industry as a medical science liaison, as a nurse, I was able to bring a different perspective. I was able to tap into abilities I didn't even know I had. I was leading teams, starting initiatives. I had a wider impact. I had an impact on the nation. There was so much I discovered about myself. And those skills that I learned and discovered about myself as a MSL, or medical science liaison, I was able to use that in starting my own business. So I left my dream job, and I got so much more. We have a tendency as individuals to sometimes put a lid on our opportunities and potential. Whatever that lid may be for you, it could be limiting beliefs like I had, it can be stress, it can be imposter syndrome, but we have to make decisions that can change our lives. Because today you graduate with your nursing degree, and that's for you. But this degree is not about you. It's about the people you are going to serve. It's about the lives you're going to touch. It doesn't matter if you're in an outpatient setting, if you're in an inpatient setting, it doesn't matter about your title, it doesn't matter about your stethoscope color, your scrubs, your lab coat. That stuff doesn't matter. Your dream job is anywhere you are, and that can be done outside of a healthcare institution. How many of you have ever not made a decision because of the lid that you had on your potential. How many of you? Am I alone? Yeah. Yeah, we all do it. We all do it. So I want to let you know that as you launch your nursing journey, that you are the light that the world needs. You are the light that's going to illuminate compassion, care, and hope for the individuals that you come beside. And it's not only patients. As nurses, we are able to impact all lives, all people, so much potential because it is a dynamic profession. And I'm so excited to welcome you all into the profession. And I personally look forward to seeing you be your best, do your best, and give your best as you leave your footprints on this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy, for just excellence in your clinical practice and the inspiring speech.
Thank you.
Our clinical faculty have always been central to our teaching mission. Quite frankly, educating our undergraduates would be impossible without them. This year, we are recognizing 4 clinical faculty in the fundamentals, population-based, and capstone courses identified by the graduating students who exemplified the spirit and dedication of our recently retired faculty member, Peggy Stolfi, with the Pellegrina Peggy Lacovella Stolfi Excellence in Clinical Teaching Award. I ask that Beth Weldon, Thomas Bazinski, and Sint Ventu to please come up to the center stage to receive your award. We also recognize Rebecca Solsky, who couldn't be here this evening. Thank you for being such an important part of our students' education. Now it is a distinct honor to recognize our students who are currently serving or have served our country in the military, reserves, or National Guard. We proudly ask you to stand to be recognized. Today they wear red, white, and blue cords on their regalia. Thank you for your outstanding service. Next, we want to recognize our students who have earned the highest GPA throughout all of their courses this past year. Graduates with overall GPAs of 4.0, please stand to be recognized. I am proud to note the members of the class of 2022 who have earned recognition as members of our American Holistic Nurse Association. Today, they wear purple and white cords on their regalia to show their accomplishments. Congratulations. Graduates who are members of our American Holistic Nurses Association, will you please stand? Yep, yep. I am proud to note the members of the class of 2022 who have earned recognition as members of our Nursing Honor Society. Sigma Theta Tau is the International Honor Society of Nursing. On the basis of their academic achievements and their potential for nursing leadership, Sigma Theta Tau inducted these students into its International Honor Society a few weeks ago. Today, they wear purple cords on their regalia to show their accomplishments. Congratulations. Sigma inductees, will you please stand to be recognized? Each year, Sigma Theta Tau gives an award to recognize one student's outstanding achievements. Recipients are nominated by our faculty, so no one else knows who will be honored here today. Dr. Elizabeth Marison, the president of the UConn School of Nursing's Mu chapter of Sigma, will present today's student award.
Thank you, Dr. Maruka. As the current president of the School of Nursing Mu chapter, I am pleased to present the Sigma Theta Tau International Award to a student who demonstrates excellence, leadership potential, and best exemplifies the spirit of caring in nursing. The CEIN faculty considered students who had achieved an excellent GPA, demonstrated leadership potential, and a spirit of caring. This year, the CEIN faculty have chosen a graduate who has excelled academically and professionally and has demonstrated all the attributes associated with being a Sigma nurse leader. The awardee for the 2022 Sigma Mu Chapter Leadership Award is truly a special student. They came to the CEIN program with an abundance of life experience, but no healthcare experience. They did not let that slow them down. This student embodies the perfect combination of art and science that the profession prides itself on. Prior to coming into this program, they earned both a bachelor's and a master's degree in the arts. They took the leap into the world of science and excelled in their prerequisites. They continued to excel in both the classroom and clinical setting, earning some of the highest grades in the 2022 cohort. They showed up every day with a bright smile and a positive attitude that could change the dynamic in any room. Over the last year, they were a cheerleader, a confidant, and a mentor to many. They are the type of person who consistently chooses to bring those around them up and looks to help those who are falling behind. As an opera singer, they have connected with people all over the world with their beautiful voice. They will continue to connect with their patients in their new role as an ICU nurse with their competent hands and compassionate heart. There is no doubt that Katie Weiser will continue to uphold the legacy of the UConn nurse. She will continue to use her voice as a future nurse leader. Katie, will you please join me to accept your award?
so much.
Congratulations, Katie. And now back to Leslie.
Okay, tonight's ceremony will be comprised of two parts, degree conferral and the praxis pledge. It is now time to begin the awarding of degrees. Marshals, please prepare to lead your groups onto the stage.
Today, the school and its alumni say that you have demonstrated the special characteristics of a UConn nurse. Included in that group are nearly 8,000 nurses. You have already received your UConn pin, and you are the 20th signed class to do so. This gift is in large part made possible by alumna Peggy Snesny, 1969 and 1979, whose endowment enabled us to have a nursing traditions fund for providing students with stethoscopes and their UConn nursing pin. Today, we will symbolically pin you. The pin is a legacy of past conveyed to you, and it is a symbol of your accomplishments to come. Since medieval times, heraldic banners, badges, and pins had identified their wearers to the world and how those wearers were prepared to serve. Your School of Nursing pin is a similar badge of identification and recognition. Our pin has a beautiful sacred charter oak at its center. It is synonymous with wisdom, longevity, endurance, and hospitalities. In a few minutes, I will introduce Dr. Mimi Snyder, who will read each student's name, and members of the class of 2022 will walk to the platform and pause where you will be photographed. You will then receive a ribbon by your respective faculty campus member. Please then proceed to the other side of the stage where Jeffrey Schulson, Senior Vice Provost for Academic Affairs, and I will then present a diploma and our congratulations to each graduate. We will forgo the shaking of hands. At this point, you will be photographed again, this time in front of the UConn banner. Some in our audience may want to take personal photos too. You are welcome to do that, with just one caveat. We are required to keep passageways clear for everyone's safety and to assure students and their graduates access to the stage. If you are taking pictures, please respect audience sightlines too, staying a little low and using outside aisles whenever possible. I now would like to introduce Dr. Mimi Snyder, former director of our pre-licensure programs and now director of clinical partnership, a vital role in these uncertain times.
I need to get a sip of water before I say your names. The upcoming graduates will receive their degrees in alphabetical order from each of the 4 UConn campuses. We do ask that you hold your applause until all degrees are conferred. I know that's difficult sometimes. We will begin with our Avery Point campus candidates. Will they please stand? I'll begin with Stephen Bacchiacchi. Catherine Berger. Nancy Brimlow. Brescian Dearborn. Chantal Duesenberg. Eleanor Durso. Mercy Etzel. Ashley Fedler. Maria Fiestas. Daisy Fonseca Garcia. Joshua Gurnak. Audrey Hebel. Megan Houlihan. Kaylee Corwick. Michael Christiniak. Kara Marzal. Neve Morales. Hunter Prindle Nelson. Jamie Shaw. Aiden Shine. Sarah Strelkauskas. Chelsea Wheeler. Will the Stanford candidates now please stand? Go back. Rosalind Borte-Fio. Keisha Bryce. Kalecki Christopher. Lisa Conlon. Nupur Debtardar. Natalie De La Garage. Riddhi Dewan. Stephanie Dwy. Jomaris Luge Echeverria. Antonella Fama. Kendall Gilbert. Ana Isabel Hernandez. Victoria Hind. Claudine Jean-Baptiste. Fuad Kaoud Jr. Kristen Marr. Jessica Mazias. Casey Pergano. Jessica Rosen. Austin Sample. Sachini Walakanaj. Jason Gia. Will the STORS candidates now please rise? Rachel Abraham. Samantha Barnett. Lenore Lavinia Brinson. Isabella Casson. Sonia Conrad. Brandy Cook. Patrick Dabrowski. Mackenzie Adiela Doherty. Lauren Eastwood. Kelly Anglesby. Gabriella Ewald. Coriana Farinella. Anthony Fortes. Alexandra Francis. Kelsey Gallant. Cassandra Giammatteo. Isabel Gilmet. Morgan Harriet. Natalie Heaney. Todd Helwig. Faith Hester Reyes. Lauren Hodge. Brianna Hollister. Amy Hong. Hijab Khan. Andrew Cooper. Madison Lewicki. Ashley Loto. Casey Lucia. Andrea Martin. Hope Martino. Logan McDonald. Nermina Mamadovic. Shelma Morales. Alexandra Ostrovsky. Andrew Pace. Hawan Fan. Julia Rich. Tiffany San Clemente. Kyle Setsko. Paige Staniski. Megan Taylor. Danielle Toger. Justin Uday. Matthew Wargo. Antoinisha Waysam. Emma Willard. Sarah Zaleko. That concludes the Storrs campus. Now will the Waterbury candidates please stand? Emily Balness. Nicholas Buckmeyer. Jennifer Caldwell. Christian Colon. Katie Dallaire. Nicole D'Amico. Caitlin DeAndre. Kaylee Dion. Ani Foreman. Jennifer Forsythe. Bookit Gullick. Jameson Hale. Taylor Harton. Braca Jacobson Deach. Eileen Kozajeski. Cindy Labe. Joshua Laverriere. Kristen Lemieux. Edgar Lorenzo Martinez. Yawen Luan. Andrew Malcolm. Nathan Makudi. Ryan Newell. Laurel Parkin. Christine Peterson. Amanda Peters. Alexa Petritz. Pascal Prudhomme. Rua Sabani. Manveen Sandhu. Caitlin Smith. Cynthia Stannard. Elizabeth Steider. Iris Watkins. Katie Weiser. Jeffrey Woodworth. That concludes the names. We'll wait for the last couple of pictures.
Okay. I went a little out of order, but all is good. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, please rise. Senior, we're almost there. Senior Vice Provost Julson, on behalf of the faculty of the University of Connecticut School of Nursing, I call upon you to accept these 129 intelligent, energetic, compassionate, well-educated, and capable nursing students and to confer upon them the degree of Bachelor of Science.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of the University of Connecticut, and in accordance with the procedures and regulations of the university, I am honored to confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science for which you have been presented by the faculty of the University of Connecticut School of Nursing. Congratulations.
You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. I charge you now to fully assume the responsibilities of your new status, to enlarge upon the foundations of knowledge which you have acquired, to take upon yourselves the obligations of an enlarged vision, and to seek to do your fair share of the work in this world. You are now alumni of the University of Connecticut and its School of Nursing. Men and women of the class of 2022, congratulations. Almost. Okay. We welcome Ryan Massacotti, alumni speaker. Will you please come to the stage? They're yours.
You guys could sit. I am honored to represent all the alumni that have come before us. Since its inception, the UConn School of Nursing has become a special place to learn, to grow, and to become the nurses we always dreamed we could be. I hope you will always take pride in the education you have received, the relationships you have formed, and the legacy you are joining. You will be Husky nurses for life. On behalf of UConn Alumni Relations and the School of Nursing Alumni Board, I say congratulations, class of 2022, and welcome you to the alumni family. As a gift from the Office of Alumni Relations and my fellow alumni, every graduate will receive a custom UConn School of Nursing alumni frame. We hope you will use this frame to hold a commemorative graduation photo or a photo memory of your time here at UConn. We look forward to meeting you at future alumni events, and we can't wait to get to know you better. At this point, I ask all of today's graduates and nurse faculty in attendance to renew their pledge to professionalism, respect, accountability, excellence, integrity, and service through standing and reciting with me the Praxis Pledge. These words guided you as students and will now guide you as UConn alumni. You will find it on the back of your program. Graduates and faculty, please stand to recite the practice pledge. All right. As I begin my career in nursing, I pledge professionalism in behavior, presentation, and conduct, respectful of the richness and diversity of others and of self, accountability for my own actions, excellence in scholarship, practice, teaching, and service, integrity, inquisitiveness, and innovation, service to the profession and the community. Congratulations.
In closing, I want to recognize the faculty, including our adjunct faculty, who have played such an important role in your education, along with the staff who have been so critical to your success. I also want to thank your loved ones and friends who have supported you throughout your time here. It's true. As well as our dedicated alumni and generous donors whose scholarships were essential for many of you. As our ceremony ends and your life of learning continues, take the spirit of inquiry that has brought you to us and fueled your academic success out into the world who trusts you and needs you now more than ever. Nurses have been hailed as heroes, silent soldiers, the best of America, antibodies to the virus of indifference, and what it means to lose oneself in service. You are the future. You are our best hope. I am confident that the nursing profession and the health of the nation and beyond is in good hands. You truly are the best of America. May you all stay safe. I give you Leslie Dobrin.
Thank you, Dr. Maruka. After the platform party and faculty recessional, the marshals will lead their respective campuses up the aisle to my left and out to the lobby, beginning with the first row in the same order you walked in. We ask that guests remain in their seats until all graduates have recessed. Again, congratulations to you all.